And essentially the question I asked myself is like, this is what my purpose is, and this is what I want to create. Who do I have to become so that creating that is easy? I always knew though that I wanted to do product, but it turned out to be really hard actually for me to get into product because I had these ideas, right? But it was like a whole different game. Like I'm an engineer, right? I wasn't an entrepreneur really. I was just, selling my time sometimes and doing, small products and simple things, but not really entrepreneurial. I was always kind of second guessing them, like, oh, here's how I do it. And this would be much better. And this would be much smarter. But when I got to actually designing my own product, I was like, shit's hard. Right? You have to come up with what it is. It's actually, it's really hard. But what happened was, what clicked for me was I got into a life crisis, I think around age 33 or so. And I was like, I had this idea that I had, in order to be just even worthwhile as a human being, in order for even just justify my existence, me taking up space from other people or breathing the air that someone else could breathe, I had to be like a billionaire by 30. I don't know where that idea got into my head from, but that was like, it was very powerful. And so by the time I hit like 31, I could still convince myself I'm almost there, like right on the precipice. Like once I turned 33, it was like just broke down completely, right? I was like, okay, what is this? And so that led me to a personal journey of self-discovery, right? Who am I? I realized I couldn't feel anything. I think it's a typical programmer thing. Like you live in your head, right? You're like, feelings, what are they? Like my dad.
So what did you do? How did you pursue that path?
Therapy and coaching, and became a coach, took a coach education, spiritual teacher, body work. There's this incredible Danish body work called Body SDS that it's part of my plan to bring that to the US. I'm already bringing some of the products that he created. This is Body Meal. Cool. It's a meal replacement. I've been doing Body Meal only for a month now. And it's just, I've completely transformed my body. It's like heals and I got 6-pack abs now. I never had that before, right? I mean, that I like to work out and stuff, but this is at a different level. So anyway, so bringing that over here, like that Body is so incredible, and the founder is so amazing. So that's part of what I'm doing. That's exciting.
You kind of light up on that when it looks like that's a very passionate thing for you.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Because the thing is, like so much of this stuff, like you can't really get to through just talking, but when you work on the body, it just opens up a whole different game, a whole different level, and you can get to some of this stuff. And it's basically a process of like freeing yourself, right? I didn't know who it was. And I was like stuck in this cage, and I was like, who is this? I did a personality test early on called DISC with that job in Boston, New York. And it had this natural style and adapted. And the natural said, you're an intuitive, but my adapted said like, boom, on analytical. Like, I thought I had to have everything figured out and have all the answers and be very analytical and logical about everything. And really, I'm a super intuitive person, right? So it's like, it's good to know.
That is. Yeah. Now, how did you take that information and apply that to going forward as an entrepreneur?
Before, I was like always jumping around, like, oh, shiny object. This sounds cool. This sounds fun. Let's these people are successful. Let me copy them. These people are successful, right? So what happened was that process led me to a moment where I was like, maybe I have to figure out what it is that I want to do. Like, what am I here to do in the world? And I realized I'd never asked myself that question. I never dared ask myself that question. But I did one day when everything was coming crashing down around me. And like literally down to like every contract that I had like evaporated, and like partners started fighting and they fired me.
This was in the consulting business?
Yeah, I was still doing consulting to pay the rent at that time, right? And Greenpeace, I'd worked for them for 6 years, just me consulting towards the end, they called and said, "Hey, we've outsourced your work to India."
Oh, nice. Thanks.
So yeah, great. Yeah. So that happened to me. But so yeah, sat down, was like, let me find out, pulled out some books, some Tony Robbins stuff, some other things to try to figure that out. Ask myself some questions like, what did I dream of becoming? Right? What did I love to do as a kid? What are my favorite moments from high school, from college? What kind of people do I love to be around? What kind of activities give me energy? All these things. And I didn't even fully finish all of that before it just leapt out at me. Like, I'm here to integrate spirituality and entrepreneurship. And I was like, okay. And what that means to me is like the spiritual path that I've been on, which is basically about opening my heart, feeling, it's about having this sense of there is a purpose, there's a meaning to my life. What is it I'm here to do? It's about not just trying to solve everything with outer work, like creating systems or processes or writing copy and marketing, but also doing the inner work. What is the psychological, emotional piece here that's causing the resistance, right? And essentially, the question I asked myself is like, this is what my purpose is, and this is what I want to create. Who do I have to become so that creating that is easy?
Right. Nice.
And so I work on that piece, and then the other stuff kind of ends up taking care of itself.
I like that a lot. Tucker Max, who I interviewed on here a while back, is a buddy of mine, and he said that when he decided that he had had enough of basically going out every night and partying and having sex with different girls and all that, that he wanted to become the person that would attract the woman that he wanted into his life. And it's kind of like you're saying here, I want to become the kind of person that will attract the entrepreneurial things or the business things that I want in my life as well. It's a very common theme. And I think a lot of people would do well to listen to that, because that's so important. Because if you can evolve yourself in that direction, then you can have anything you want, and it just flows so easy. But if you're fighting that, or you're confused about where do I have to be to attract these things that I think I want, and then when you get them, they may or may not be what you thought they were, right? But that's all quite a process. That's really cool.